Words aren't really important at a time like this. I don't think you need to say anything. Just be there for him.
Yeah. Oh, Kate, sometimes I just feel so old and tired.
Well, I think we could manage to find a wheelchair around here for you somewhere.
That's not what I meant.
I know.
It's just that so much has changed since I left El Paso. I'm not sure I'm going to have the feelings or the emotional strength left for Clint if he should need me.
You have got more feeling than any man I've ever met in my life. And more compassion, caring, and love to give than 10 men. Don't forget, I saw some of that feeling this afternoon.
Yeah, well, loving you and not wanting you to leave Landview is quite a bit different than being strong for somebody who's in pain.
You just can't give up hope, and neither can Clint.
Yeah, well, I won't give up hope, not unless... I won't ever give up hope.
As for feeling old, I'm gonna make it my personal project to remedy that situation as soon as this crisis is over.
Oh? Well, what exactly have you got in mind, girl?
Oh, let's see. To start with, I don't think you've ever tasted my, double fudge brownies.
You can cook?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I knew that you could work on Uzi automatic, but I just never had you figured for a mix master, I guess. Where'd you learn all this stuff?
Girl Scouts, if you can believe it. Prize-winning recipe. Let's see, what else? I'm also a hell of a roller skater.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm. I don't want to intimidate you or anything.
Oh, I wouldn't be too worried about that, ma'am.
Why, do you skate?
Are you kidding me? Back in El Paso, I was the junior high champion. But then there was a time when I had to turn in my roller skates for a pair of spurs and a lasso. But I bet I could still give you a nice little run around the rink.
There's so much we still don't know about each other yet.
Yeah. Well, learning all there is to know about you is going to make me feel young all over again.
Uh-huh. And after you've learned everything there is to learn, you're going to run out and look for another conquest?
Oh, no, ma'am, never. See, I got this feeling that you're going to keep coming up with surprises for me.
You can count on it.
They're doing everything they can. There's nothing we can do but wait.
Don't you understand? Frank is risking his life to save me. He might be unconscious, and that's my fault. I
You
did
can't
it.
go in there. There's an inferno in there.
But I have to. I like him. I told him that I would be home this afternoon. He thinks that Sammy and I, that we're in there. That's why he ran in.
The whole time you were at that restaurant?
Don't you see? He thinks that we're in there. He never would have gone in if he thought we were here, if he thought we were safe.
What are you talking about? You're not making any sense.
I never knew that something like this would have happened.
What? Damn it, what are you talking about?
My studio, my factory, they're all going. I've been smoking. I never would have known it.
Known what, Delilah?
If he dies, if Rafe dies, and he dies, then I will too.
All right, now calm down. Please, just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, please, just stay here. Promise me you'll stay here, and I'll do whatever I can.
Are you going to try to find him?
I'll try, but you're going to promise me you'll stay here. Now, will you do that?
I'll try.
All right, now don't you move.
Please, hurry.
All right, but you stay there.
Hurry. Do something, Sammy.
Red! For God's sake, are you in there? Red! Red! Give me a hatchet! Give me a hatchet up here! Hurry! Red! He's in there! He's in there! Hurry! Come on, buddy! Open the door! Come on, buddy! I need you! Please!
Thank you. Oh, Samantha, we all did it.
But Vicky, you sacrificed your chance to return.
Oh, yes. I
did, didn't I? But I was part of a miracle. How extraordinary.
Then you have no regrets, my dear.
Well,
That is a heartless question, Victor. Of course she has regrets.
I wish that I could communicate my love to Clint and to the children. I wish I could undo their sorrow.
Victoria, Lord, Riley, Buchanan.
Captain.
I understand you used what earthly connection you still possess to help facilitate a miracle down there.
Yes, sir.
Well, your life has not been forfeited. Your free will is still operating in the hospital, and you are still interfering with our journey to heaven.
I guess I can't help that, sir.
Very well. Since you appear to be as selfless as you are stubborn, I will grant you the hearing. But you must do this at once. Prepare.
For double checks.
Well, we can't go walking on eggshells about this.
I agree.
Good.
I'm glad you brought the whole thing up because the strain of all this was really beginning to get to me.
Well, now we can sit down and discuss it, reasonably and logically.
Like two mature adults.
Absolutely.
Okay, do you want to go first or should I?
Well, you go ahead.
All right. This whole thing is completely and totally out of the question. It's ridiculous because of Mom.
Agreed, but Dorian's got nothing to do with it, though.
Nothing to do with it. Are you nuts? John, she would be hurt. Hurt. She'd be devastated.
Cassie, nobody is going to get hurt here.
John, my mother is in love with you.
Nobody is going to get hurt because as a result of this reasonable and logical discussion we're having here, we're just going to nip this whole thing in the bud.
Oh, and how are we going to do that, John?
Well, it's simple, actually. All you have to do, Cassie, is sit down and clear your head. Just have a little talk with yourself and forget about it.
Wait a minute. Exactly what is it that I'm supposed to forget?
Well, this silly, extremely flattering, but silly infatuation that you have fallen into.
Infatuation?
All right, call it whatever you want. The important part is you can conquer this. You can conquer it very easily.
Oh, I see. I see. This whole thing is my problem.
Well, I just don't want it to get out of hand.
Of all the conceited, arrogant, you think you're irresistible, don't you?
What are you talking
You are the most pompous, self-centered. You think I've been coming on to you? Well, I've got news for you, John Russell. You've been coming on to me. You're the one who's infatuated.
Tom, the only reason Vicky would have chosen you over me is because you're the spitting image of Joe Riley.
Okay, Clint.
Well, no, it was Joe Riley she was in love with. I mean, his twin brother was just some stranger that she latched onto because she was in trouble.
I can see how you'd think that.
Well, my thinking has nothing to do with it. It happens to be the truth. Vicky never could get it out of her mind, the memories of Joe Riley, and she couldn't separate the two of you. But damn it, can't you understand that it wasn't you she cared about? It was Joe Riley, her first husband.
I see.
And man, did you blow it big when you encouraged her to go through with the operation. I mean, if she'd have survived, she'd remember. And if she remembered, she wouldn't want to throw away what we had. Our marriage was what she wanted, not some second-hand rerun of a dead man's twin brother.
You know, I'm suffering too, Clint.
somehow.
Well, to be sure. But he won't be your only test.
What else is in store for me?
The important thing is not to buckle.
No matter what.
Now you're frightening me.
There's no room for fear. Vicky, everyone, except me, is against your return to Earth. They will try to make you fail.
But you'll be at my side as I answer the charges, won't you?
No, sorry. You're going to have to face this on your own.
Captain and his tribunal have assembled.
Vicky, my love for you will be by your side.
Come, Victoria. Come.
Victoria, you will be judged as to your fitness to return to Earth. You must defend yourself against the charges lodged against you. Do you understand?
I do, sir.
At issue are your past worldly failings and deceits. Who accuses the soul here before us?
We do, Captain.
And what is the strongest charge against her?
Faithlessness, Captain.
On Rush Hour Violators. Details at 5.
Victoria,
Yes, Captain.
how do you answer?
I'm not sure. I feel utterly condemned.
Are you guilty or innocent of your worldly failures?
I think I am innocent to any great degree, but I don't understand this. This isn't a hearing. This is more like an execution. Can't I be given something concrete and specific to deal with?
Your husband?
I will address that question, if I may, Captain. Vicky, do you feel you harmed your husband, lost faith in your marriage?
Yes. Recently I did. I was very angry with Clint, and then when I lost my memory, I became afraid of him.
I see. In other words, you're saying you've made a conscious choice to ignore the love you shared with Clint and the life you shared with Clint. A life, by the way, that involved 3 children.
No, it's not that simple.
Yes or no, Vicky?
Yes, but I had good reason.
Now, you had a blank. A blank you refused to fill with reality.
You mean my amnesia?
So what did you do about that amnesia? You cherished it. You held on to it. Why?
I had an aneurysm. The neurosurgeon said that the aneurysm was responsible for my amnesia.
One moment, Victoria. Many, many people have experienced aneurysms without a corresponding loss of memory. Now, no brain malfunction produced Nicky Smith, now did it?
You have a proclivity to escape when cornered, Vicky. Why not just admit to your cowardice when under pressure?
Extreme pressure, unrelenting pressure.
Did you lose faith in your husband because of this pressure?
And turn foolishly to another human being.
Namely, my twin brother, Tom Dennis.
And immediately, rather than depend on your own strength, your own sense.
You withdrew your support from Clint and gave it to a man you hardly knew. Simply another weakness, fleeing the problem. Anointing Tom as your savior.
You were disloyal to your husband, but more importantly, you were disloyal to yourself.
And to your memories of me.
No, Joe, that's not true. Don't say that.
You didn't care about the consequences. You divided a once close-knit family into camps of anger and despair.
Stop it! Stop this! Clint was not a saint!
Clint merely proved that he had a few faults. And it's precisely that, your intolerance of other people's faults, that's what caused all this pain and disarray.
Stop it!
I'm coming on to you.
You heard what I said.
Oh, I heard what you said. But I don't know where you got that idea from. I have never once stepped out of bounds with you. I've been a perfect gentleman all of the time. And if there ever is such a thing as a perfect gentleman, let me tell you, I've been him.
Oh, well, let me get a medal and pin it to your chest.
And not only have I been a perfect gentleman, but I am in love with your mother. Now, why would I think about, much less make a pass at her daughter?
I don't know, John. Why don't you tell me?
Oh, come on, Cassie, give me a break. You're Dorian's kid.
I am a woman, and I see the way you look at me.
You're a very beautiful woman. And when I look at you, it's out of appreciation. Let me tell you, I don't come on to you.
Who do you think you're talking to? You think I can't tell when a man is attracted to me?
And you called me arrogant.
I thought we were just going to be honest here.
All right. You want honesty? I'll give you honesty.
Yeah.
How come every time that we're alone together, you start flirting with me? And don't say that you don't.
You make up excuses to spend time with me.
You come down to breakfast dressed in little nighties. That would make any man want to...
I sleep in whatever is comfortable. You can't say goodbye to me without looking miserable.
Miserable?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? If I look miserable, then you look wretched.
Wretched? I look wretched?
Yeah. What? What's up? Yeah, we're something else.
Yeah, we're both pretty stupid.
So much for a reasonable and logical discussion, huh?
Yeah, we both did a lot better job at walking on eggshells. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. That was a really big mistake. I don't know why I did that. I just, Look, John, maybe it's not a good idea if I work here anymore.
Clint, Wanda tells me he's a priest and to give Vicky the last rites.
That's right, Paul. Well, Bottom dropped out everything for me when I saw him in there.
Who said she needed a priest?
The doctors. They say it's just about all over.
The hell do the doctors there know what they're talking about?
Oh, you do? You know better?
All I'm saying is they are not the last word.
What about Larry Wallach? You trust Larry, don't you?
Yes, I do. But he's listened to Graham and Taylor, and they are stumped. That's why I'm bringing in a French doctor.
French?
I made contact with him in Paris at Dr. Beecham or something like that. He won a prize for working on a brain last year. He'll be here tomorrow at noon.
Forget it.
What?
I don't want him.
The one person in the world who may be able to help?
I don't want him.
Do you want to have Vicky in a room with a priest giving her the last rites?
Damn it, Pa, don't you understand? The doctors have done everything they can. Taylor is the best. I don't want any more doctors. I don't care who they are, pawing over Vicky. It's out of our hands, Pa. It's up to Vicky and the Almighty now.
Let's just pray that the Almighty is listening.
Oh, honey. God, thank God you're all right. Oh, I was so afraid. Oh.
I thought I'd lost you and Sammy forever. I thought you were trapped in the fire
Honey,
with
it
her.
was my fault. I'm sorry. Please, you have to forgive me. I had a business luncheon that came up at the last minute, and I asked Wanda to take Sammy to the park, and then I realized that they were there when I heard about the fire, and I was so afraid. But I realized that you probably thought that we were at the studio still, and you didn't know. Honey, I almost lost you. God! I would have died if I had lost you.
Great. Sorry, you all right?
Yeah, it's a miracle he's okay, though. How is that fireman?
Napoli, they treated and released him.
Thank God.
Look, Rafe, I know this isn't the best time, but I got some questions I gotta ask.
What's wrong?
Well, they finally broke through that loft down below.
Into my factory?
Found a body in there.
They found a body in my factory?
Who was it?
Don't know, no ID.
But that's impossible. There was a lock on the door. There's no work going on.
You ordered an autopsy?
Yep.
Do they know where the fire started yet?
No.
What about the couple upstairs?
No, they weren't there at the time. Rafe, you got any ideas?
No.
I don't know, maybe it was just somebody in off the street.
What about the footsteps that we saw?
You're right. A week or so ago, we found some footprints. We checked for a break and nothing was missing.
Like I said, maybe it was just some poor derelict sleeping it off.
A horrible way to die.
Right, you think an arson and murder, Pete?
I'm not ruling it out.
Why would someone want to burn down our building?
Collect insurance, cover up a crime. I don't know. We'll know more when we get back the report from forensics.
That fire could have killed my family. If it was set on purpose, I'm gonna find the person who did it and make him pay. I'll call you later.
Not right now. You've just been treated for smoke inhalation. You need some rest.
I'll rest later. If this was arson, I got a suspect in mind.
Wait! He shouldn't be running around like that.
Go, he knows what he's doing. Lila, I've got to go down to the lab, but I'd like you to be available for some questions.
Why? I've told you everything that I know.
I'd like to know why you feel you're responsible. Talk to you later.
If no one minds, I am going to interrupt this assault for a few words about Clint. Am I permitted to speak, Captain?
Indeed.
Thank you. Joe and I earlier talked about Clint. And I remembered how much I love and how much I cherish him. Joe also forced me to take a good look at Nicky Smith and at what Clint had to endure while she was alive. But you see, I finally triumphed over my alternate personality. And Clint and I both agreed that Nicky Smith was dead and gone. Are you aware of this, Captain?
We are.
Fine. So we put Nicky Smith behind us. And then our beautiful baby daughter, barely 1 week old, was taken from us. She was eventually returned, but the point of this is that my loving and my faithful husband became suspicious that Nicky Smith had returned. He suspected Nicky of having kidnapped my Jessica, abandoning her, and then returning her. He suspected this, Captain, because the police did. And because I could not provide witnesses to corroborate my whereabouts on the night that Jessica was taken and on the night that she was returned.
We are aware of this too, Victoria.
If you are aware of that, Captain, then surely you must be aware of the fact that Clint accused me of lying. He doubted me, and it was his loss of faith in me that forced me to turn to Joe's twin brother, Tom, because Tom believed me, and he believed in me. And then Clint accused us, Tom and I, of having an affair, and it led to a dreadful fight between the two of them. What I am trying to make you all understand is that, yes, I made a mistake. Yes, I did lose faith, but so did Clint. He allowed himself to be ruled by his temper and his anger. And it was his temper and his wounded ego that landed us in court in a dreadful custody battle over our children.
So what is the point of all this, Victoria?
Isn't it obvious to you? I made mistakes, yes, but not without reason and cause. Clint lost faith, too. He was as guilty as I was.
Quite true.
Well, then, since I am not alone in this guilt, doesn't that clear up some of the charges against me?
Not at all. Clint is not being judged here. We might as well end this now. In fact, you've weakened your case considerably.
Well then, what's the use? I was not perfect on Earth, and I cannot be perfect if I return. So why go on? I cannot fight you anymore.
Mr. Buchanan?
Yes?
I think now would be an appropriate time to say goodbye to your wife.
The game is a question of scruple.
I'd prefer it if you didn't quit.
You mean that?
Yeah. You're a good assistant, Cassie. You're a pain in the neck half the time, but I'm still used to working around you.
Yeah, well, you're no prize either. But I really like my job, and I don't want to quit.
Good. And it's settled, huh?
I was acting like such an idiot. I'm embarrassed.
Come on, don't be. You haven't exactly cornered the idiot market, let me tell you.
That is never going to happen again. I swear to you. Cross my heart.
All right. Let's forget about it. Back to work.
Yeah. Case of the missing Mrs. Dennison.
I've got a suggestion. You know, with Vicky's condition, and people are so upset about it, especially Tom Dennison, maybe you should think about not telling his daughter that the state of Texas doesn't have any death record on her mother until after this whole thing is settled down.
Yeah, you're probably right. Mr. Dennison's so upset with Vicky right now, the last thing he needs is his daughter confronting him about lying to her.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm getting more and more curious myself. I've got a feeling if this lady is alive, that we're going to find her.
Promise?
Yeah. Cross my heart.
In that case, Victoria, we'll bring this hearing to a close.
One moment, Captain.
What is it, Virgil?
With all due respect, this hearing has been rigged against Victoria. She thinks we're talking about perfection when we're not. I think she needs a little insight into the consequences of giving up. She deserves to know the truth.
Sounds fair to me, Captain, and we all know you are the epitome of fairness.
Virgil, you have the equivalent of 6 hours Earth time.
Don't worry, we can do it in less. Come, Victoria, we're off.
Where?
To your home, to Landview.
Oh!
But we must hurry.
Okay.
Lila?
Is there any news?
Yes, they've given her the last rites.
Isn't there something that someone can do?
They've done everything they can.
God, not Vicky.
Oh, she's been through hell over and over again. I guess this is just one time too many.
I can't imagine life without her.
I don't think any of us can, Delilah.
Oh, what about Clint? How's he?
He's in there now, saying his last goodbyes.
God, and here I am worrying about my problems. I'm back. Oh, Joe, Captain, Virgil, bless you all for granting me my wish. I'm home. Sweetheart, it's me, Vicky.
He can't hear you, Victoria.
What do you mean? He's right there. Clint, sweetheart, it's me.
He doesn't see you either.
Clint. Darling, you must see me. I'm here.
If you touch him, you'll only feel a slight breeze. If you hold him, you'll only feel a chill. That's all you are to him, Victoria.
No, I'm real. And I'm his wife. And I'm back.
But we're only spirits, Victoria. Vapors. The woman he loves, the woman he prays for, is there.
No, that isn't me. That's just a shell. Clint, I'm here. I'm here.
You really are stubborn.
Can't you see the pain that he's in? Virgil, you have the power to ease that pain. Just let him see me. Let him know that I'm alive.
I can't do that, Victoria.
Don't tell me you can't intercede because you already did it when it came to saving Rafe.
That was a unique situation. And one you forced me to get involved with, I might add.
Oh, Virgil, for once in your death, don't be such a wimp.
I beg your pardon.
My husband needs me. He needs my love in his life and in our children's lives. Can't you see that?
Dear lady, we were sent here for you to see and to listen. Kindly do so.
But
Vicky. I remember something you told the kids, the boys, one night when we were tucking them in. Kevin asked you, he said, Mommy,
Why do I have to say my prayers? Last week I prayed for a remote control car and I didn't get one. And you said, every prayer is answered. Sometimes the answer is no, but it's still an ask. Well, I got a couple prayers today myself. And the first one and the most important is that you live. And the second one is that when you wake up, you'll wake up with your memory again. And we'll be a family again. But I promise you something, sweetheart. If the answer to the second one is no, then I'll accept it. Just live again, Vicky. Just open your eyes and come back. And I won't badger you anymore to be my wife.
Oh, Clint, I am your wife. I always will be.
Victoria, listen.
The kids need you so much. I don't even have to remind them to say the prayers anymore. They wouldn't think of going to sleep without praying for you. And that you'll come back. Just come back. You'll have your freedom and your own life and whatever you want. Just please come back.
I see. I hear. How did I ever doubt you, my darling? How did I ever doubt your love?
Should we invite Tom over for a drink?
No, I don't think he's in any mood to talk to anyone. I don't blame him. Vicky's conditions affected him as much as it affected Clint. Tom, I just called the hospital to get an update on Vicky's condition. How's she doing?
We're losing her, Cord. Just waiting for the last breath, the last blip of those damn machines. There's nothing anyone can do now.
Look, Tom, I love Vicky as much as anyone, and I think that if we just keep hoping and praying, maybe that'll help her.
Yeah, well, I could have helped her when it done some good, but I was too selfish. Just thinking of myself, I wanted her for myself. Now she's dying because of me.
I'm not asking for me, sweetheart, but for the children and for your own sake. Live.
No more.
Please live.
Virgil, please take me away. Away? We just arrived. Please, I can't bear to see him that miserable. And if you die, if he never sees you again, if the children never see their mother again, won't your misery only increase? Virgil, I can't help him. I can't help any of them. No, you can't. But not because he can't see you or hear you. It's not death that makes you invisible, Victoria. It's your lack of faith. I want to believe again, Virgil. In Clint and in our marriage and in our love. Tell me how. No one can tell you. You must find your own faith in your own way. Come.
Are you taking me back to the Star Ascension?
No, you still have some lessons to learn. Difficult lessons.
Why have you brought me to the Vernon Inn?
Victoria, watch and listen.
You can't stay at that hospital round the clock. That's why I asked you to meet me here. Maybe we can help you take your mind off it.
Just keep thinking of Vicky lying there in that bed with her life slipping away.
You're a doctor. You're not a miracle worker.
Well, what good is all my training if I can't help the people I like most?
Well, sometimes science just has to go in the way of faith. Faith is what's going to bring our Vicky back.
Oh, Wanda. You always had more than enough faith for all of us. Why didn't I ever tell you how much I admire you? And Larry, why didn't I ever tell you how much your friendship means to me?
Their goodness sustains them, but others aren't so lucky.
Oh, no. No, that can't be the Tom that I know. He looks so bitter.
The Tom you used to know. But you decided life isn't worth living, remember?
Barkeep, a drink for my Pollyanna friend here, please. He's gonna need it.
No, thank you. I'm fine.
Suit yourself. I'll do the same again.
Look, Tom, why don't we start switching over to coffee right now? In fact, we can go out, get some fresh air.
Cord,
sitting here.
Cord, old friend, do me a favor, will you? You just knock off the guardian angel stuff. I'd appreciate that, okay?
Maybe I ought to go give Cord a hand.
No, he seems to know what he's doing. And there's only one person who can help Tom.
I can't watch this.
You can, and you will.
Look, Tom, why don't we just take a minute here, get a few cups of coffee, and then think about heading home, all right?
Mary Lynn send you to check up on me, Cord?
No. No, she didn't, but I would bet my bottom dollar that she's sitting at home worried about you.
Yeah, Mary Lynn, my darling daughter. I love her so much, you know that? I just hope she doesn't louse up her life like I've loused up mine and Vicky's.
You have got to stop blaming yourself for what happened to Vicky. It is not your fault.
Tom, listen to him. Cord is right.
Cord, when Vicky lost her memory, did I encourage her to seek medical help? Yes, I did. Did I try and encourage her to take care of herself? To keep her marriage together? Hey, to look after sex? Yes, I did. But not enough. All right? Not enough.
You gave me all the support I could ever need. Oh, Cord, tell him that.
Tom, you were the best friend that she had during that period of time. Now, some of us resented that because we were so close to Clint. But nobody blames you for what happened to her, what the kind of condition she's in now.
If I hadn't been so selfish, if I hadn't wanted to hold on to her, she might have gotten help sooner.
But you don't know that.
Don't you get it, Cord? A part of me wanted her so much that I didn't really want her to get her memory back. Okay? I've only succeeded in losing.
Cord, please tell him. Find the words to tell him what I can't.
Look, Tom, we both know that the world can be unfair or downright cruel at times. But it wouldn't be so cruel as to take something as beautiful as the kind of love you felt for Vicky and change it into something mean and malignant like you're feeling now.
Why have I lost her, huh? Why? Why have I lost her? Tell me that. Tell me that. Come on.
You sure you want another drink, Mr. Johnson?
No, we're fine.
I'd like to go to the hospital, right?
We'll go get a cab then, all right? Let's go.
You have to believe there's a purpose to what's happened. You may not see it yet, but
But one day you will.
All I see now is that I have a job to do. Somehow I have to find a way to prepare the kids for what's going to happen.
I hate to see you handling this all by yourself. There must be something I can do.
Well, there is, if you don't mind running into my father.
No, Asa doesn't frighten me. And besides, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you.
Then would you go over to Land Fair? Not to Land Fair. Would you go over to Ace's and pick up the kids and take them to Land Fair? I'd like them to be at the house, surrounded by things they know and love when I tell them that their mom is not going to be coming home.
Clint.
No. Words aren't going to help. Just do this one favor for me, okay?
Yes, of course.
Cord told me that he loves me.
He did he? What did you say?
That I love him too.
I see.
Believe me, I didn't want to fall for him. He's even more mixed up than I am, and now that he's lost Tina and the baby, and with Vicky so ill, the last thing he needs in his life is a complication like me.
But you can't stop yourself.
Worse, Mom, I don't want to stop myself anymore. I just want to jump and give him all the love that I've been holding back for months.
Well, now look, he said he loves you, but you think he really means it?
He's the most honest person I've ever met in my life.
I know, but thinking it and meaning it are two different things, you know.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that, look, you just said it. He's lost Tina and his baby. His life is in turmoil. He could be using you as a rebound.
Well, he's not. I know he's not.
Well, Kate, I mean, you must have had these doubts yourself. And once you doubt someone's love, no matter how honest the person is, you can't ignore that.
I'm not.
You're not. You know, I would be the last person to say this, but maybe your grandmother's right. What? Maybe you should go to Egypt on that archaeological dig. Might save you from making the biggest mistake of your life.
I thought you were on my side.
I am.
Well, then why do you sound just like Grims? Isn't Cord good enough for you either?
Now, that's not fair, and you know it.
All I know is that Grams wants to ship me off to Egypt to get me away from Cord, and now you want the same thing.
Just because Elizabeth wants you to go on a trip for the wrong reasons doesn't mean it's a terrible idea.
Oh, and what, you're going to tell me that you care whether I find the lost tomb of Ramses III?
No, and I am not saying that Cord Roberts isn't good enough for you. I just want you to be happy.
Well, then why do you want me to leave town? You're always telling me that I move around too much and that I should settle down.
Nothing would make me happier when the time comes, but you cannot look at me now and say that this is the time.
Mom, I love him.
I know you do. I know now more than I did before how much you do love him, and that's why I don't want you to get hurt. Katie, I know you. And once you've committed to something, it's all or nothing. And if Cord can't give you the same thing, it's...
And then you think I should go away and give him time to reconsider?
It'll give you time and distance to sort out your feelings, and maybe you'll come back and think you should be together.
Or maybe we'll find out that it wasn't really love.
I am just suggesting a little caution here. I don't want you to get all involved with Cord and then find yourself with nothing but pain.
Why does love make us so crazy?
Well, us, I mean, certainly not me.
You're a fine one to talk with all this cautious stuff. Why don't you stop and think about what you're doing with Herb Callison, Mom?
It isn't fair. What do you care? Let them have their tears and their pain. You're done with this life, aren't you?
Poor Tom.
I know just how he feels.
Well, I picked the wrong place to cheer us up. Come on, let's go.
Where are you gonna go, Wanda? You can't, no matter where we go, you can't escape the pain.
I know one place. It's open all day, and it's open all night. The hospital chapel. We'll light a candle and we'll say a prayer and maybe take away a little bit of the pain.
All right.
Do you see them, Virgil? Those are my friends and my family. Why must they suffer too? Why must everyone be made miserable because of me?
Why do you ask me these things when you yourself hold the answers?
How can you be so cold? What good is an angel if he has no heart?
Oh, I have a heart, Victoria, even when you choose to be blind.
But I don't matter. Tom does, and it is wrong to make him suffer like that because his only crime was in loving me. When everybody else doubted me, he didn't. He never believed that I'd turned into Nicky Smith, and he never believed that I'd stolen my own baby. Tom Dennison was my one unfailing friend, and it is wrong for him to bear the blame for everything that's happened to me. Why? Why?
Your great-great-grandmother, Felicity Lord, gave this to me. It's ancient, and the moths have had their way with it, but it's the only thing I have for your tears, Victoria.
Oh, Virgil, forgive me, please. I know you have a heart.
And you, Victoria. Neither you and Tom are completely to blame for what's happened to you.
Who else?
Come on. We have another stop to make.
Virgil, wait. Please, tell me, someone else is to blame?
Your questions will be answered, but prepare yourself, Victoria. You're not about to like what you see.
Vicky. Vicky. You know, I keep thinking about those evenings you'd come to the carriage house.